Defending 2020 NASCAR Cup Series champion Chase Elliott has a new paint scheme for his new sponsor that they announced a couple months ago. Remember back in December or January, it was announced that Hendrick Motorsports and Mountain Dew, PepsiCo, that they would not be renewing their sponsorship, their agreement, their partnership, that's the right word. They would not be renewing that, so they would be moving along. So Hendrick Motorsports needed a new drink sponsor for Chase Elliott and for the rest of Hendrick Motorsports. And here came A Shoc, Adrenaline Shoc, this energy drink that I personally had never heard of before. I don't think I've even seen it in a store. But they are going to sponsor Chase Elliott for 2 races this year at Atlanta Motor Speedway and Talladega Superspeedway. The Atlanta race will be the summer race at Atlanta. Remember, there are 2 Atlanta races this year. And at the Talladega race they're running is going to be at the end of the season in the playoffs at the October race. I think it's October. So those are the 2 races that you will get to see this paint scheme at. So let's look at it, this paint scheme. Honestly, Chase Elliott's had some good paint schemes. He's had some bad paint schemes like every other NASCAR driver, I guess. But this one, it's a pretty good one. Like, honestly, hot take. I don't know if it's a hot take because it's only been out for a couple hours, but this might be his best paint scheme that he's had. Here it is. That's right. Look at that. Look at the black and the red. I mean, seriously. That's an amazing looking car. Like, you know, the Hooters car that they ran last year and are running again this year, the black and the orange. I like that one. But this one, the red and the black together clashes really well. I like the way they did the lines. Like, you know, you kind of got the slant when it transitions from the black to the red. And then you got a couple slanted black lines. And then that line at the end that kind of looks like you're going really fast, so the line like shoots back or something. Something like that. I think that's a really cool look. I really like the logo. I don't know why, but I think that's a cool logo, like the way they did the A and stuff. And then I really like the red 9. The red 9 on top of the car looks really, really, really cool. I like that. I think that's a pretty neat looking car, if you ask me. This is, I really do think this is one of his better paint schemes. You know, the Napa one, it's been used for the past 3 years, and they did like 2 adjustments to it. It's a good scheme. It's a decent scheme. His Mountain Dew schemes, back when they were like the dark green and the black, those were really cool. Some of his Kelly Blue Book schemes have been all right. What are his other sponsors? As I said, the Hooters car from last year was pretty cool. Even some of his 24 cars were good. I liked his 2017, the primary Napa-looking car. But this one, I really liked it. I don't know why, but red and black always clashes well, whether it's like a football team, a basketball team, or a race car. I think this looks really good. And we saw another red and black car in our paint scheme preview before the season. Of course, if you remember, Daniel Suarez, I can't remember the sponsor. It's like, something kart, some type of karting, go-kart, go-kart or something. I don't remember the sponsor, but that's a really cool paint scheme. I hope that they race that paint scheme against this paint scheme and that they're side by side at some point, because the 99 versus the 9 and their red and black paint schemes would be so cool. It would make for some really cool pictures because lots of 9s, lots of red, lots of black. I think that would look really, really cool. That'd be a really cool picture. But yeah, as I said, I really love this paint scheme. If I'm going to rate it, I'm going to rate it a 9.9 out of 10 because he's number 9, I guess. I think that seems appropriate. I'm serious. This is probably my favorite Chase Elliott. Definitely this year, it's my favorite Chase Elliott scheme. Chase Elliott overall, though, I'd have to think about it. I'd have to go back and do some research on, you know, throwback schemes and all that. And then another paint scheme. This is not a new one, but it is a returning paint scheme. Kyle Busch is going to be rerunning or reusing the Fudge Brownie M&M's car that he ran last year. He did not win in that car, but he ran it for a lot of races last year. Remember, the past few years, M&M's has been running like whatever flavor. I don't know if it's like a flavor of the year, but you know, they got a flavor that they like to promote more than others for that one particular season in NASCAR, at least, or a couple of seasons. In 2015, in Kyle Busch's championship year, we saw M&M's, the crispy M&M's. And then 2016, they did like some type of throwback, like Eminem's 75th anniversary or something. And then in 2017 and 2018, we saw caramel M&Ms, and I think that was it. And then 2019, we saw, I think it was hazelnut, that bright kind of bluish looking car, hazelnut M&Ms. And then 2020, we had the fudge brownie, and it will be returning for 2021. And then once again, like I said, with the changing flavors and stuff that they like to promote, they've also changed the color of the car. So when they just do regular M&Ms, they'll do the yellow as the primary color of the car with the M&Ms on top of it. With the crispy M&Ms, they did a really light green. With the caramel M&Ms, they did like a darker navy blue almost. And then with the hazelnut M&Ms, they did that light blue. And then, of course, with the fudge brownie M&Ms, as you saw, purple. They used purple, and it's a nice shade of purple. I personally really like that paint scheme. M&M's always brings amazing paint schemes. I mean, seriously, like all the ones that I mentioned just then were amazing looking cars. I mean, seriously. No, he may have not had the greatest success in some of them. He may have had wins in some of them. He even won a championship in one of them in 2015. And, you know, I really think M&M's just has a great paint scheme, the base paint scheme, and they're able to adjust around that with different colors. And then, like, on this car, you see they opened one of the M&M's so you could see the fudge brownie inside of it. So, you know, they've done a really good job with their paint schemes. M&M's, you did great. Other than that, no really huge news today. Rick Ware Racing decided to sign Chris Windom to drive the number 15 Cup car at the Bristol Dirt Race with sponsorship from NOS, which is another energy drink, speaking of. And, you know, I don't know much about Chris Windom. I think he's a dirt driver for sprint cars or something. I don't know all the details. But, yeah, there's that. And then the other thing I wanted to say, remember yesterday we talked about Chip Ganassi, and he got suspended for breaking COVID protocols at the racetrack last week during the Daytona Road Course race. Well, we said he could not go to the track. He was fined $30,000 and suspended. Well, he can go to the track, technically. He can't go to the infield. He can't get access like as he's an owner, but he can buy a grandstand ticket or he can buy a suite ticket, but he just can't communicate with the team. So, like, he can't be on the team radio talking to the drivers, talking to the crew chiefs, but he can still go to the track as a fan and watch it from the stands of the suite. That's a little confusing if you ask me. I think if you suspend someone that they should not be allowed on the premises at all. That's just my opinion. I obviously don't run NASCAR, but if you're going to punish someone, don't have to do it. Like, punish him. You fine him $30,000. Obviously, that's probably done. The money's probably processing. I don't know how fines work. Like, do you write him a check? Do you like just not Venmo, but do you, I don't know how it works. I don't know how fines work. But, like, with that, that's like a simple thing. But then, like, the suspension, there's, like, just don't let him at the racetrack. It can't be that difficult. I know, like, he could buy a suite ticket. He could buy a grandstand ticket. And he's got the money for it. He could buy the best seat in the house if he wanted to. He just can't communicate with the team. And that doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand why they can't just say you can't come to the track for 1 week. I don't think it'll be the end of the world. And he did something he wasn't supposed to. Punish him. Don't let him go. Don't let him have fun. And that's what the point of punishment is, to learn your lesson, to not be dumb again so that you can go, I don't know, so that you can learn from it and not do it again. But this is like, has turned into like a, hey, we're serious to, oh, okay, yeah, slap on the wrist. I don't agree with that. I think that they should have not allowed him at the track at all. I guess technically, you know, it's his money. If he wants to buy a ticket, he can do what he wants. So, I mean, what do I know, I guess. But, yeah, I mean, unless you can convince me otherwise, I don't like that decision. I'm sure some of you guys will have arguments against that, saying, hey, here's a good reasoning to why he should be allowed to do it. And I would love to read your comments, so leave them below. But other than that, that is all I have today. Race at Homestead Miami Speedway is on Sunday afternoon. The first time we've had Homestead in the spring. Remember, it was supposed to be in the spring last year, but it ended up being pushed to the summer due to COVID. And, yeah, here we are. 1 year later, gonna have it. We're gonna continue our Florida swing. I don't know what it's called. Like, we have the West Coast swing, but it's like Florida. I don't know. But anyways, thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Hope you liked the paint schemes I showed you today. I hope you feel informed about the Chip Ganassi thing at least. But yeah, thanks for watching.